Big rigging in the big city! Stuck in a big old traffic jam. When the diesel's burning, the wheels are turning, am I right? I see your license plate's from Texas. You play much Texas Hold'em? So I got a full house. What are you hauling? Freight? You got some freight? Pretty big load here too. I've always been known for big loads though. Got a 5-speed tranny in her. Oh, you got 18. That's how the old saying goes. Rolling coal fuels the soul. Hey, nice Peterbilt. This is more of a custom built. It's got a 12 valve. Cummins. Just sips fuel like a pack mule. Where'd you pick up that Tonka truck? Toys R Us? Yep. Long hauling and straight up hauling. Well, I'm excited to say we're officially at the point of the build where the truck is pretty much mechanically complete. But before we officially launch this bad Sal into outer space, I need to put on a ton of miles and work out the kinks. Let me tell you, there has been a few. So we're loading up and heading to Oregon to do some camper projects with my grandfather and hopefully sneak off for an adventure as well. But before we go exploring, same as last year, I'm going to sit down and do kind of an on-camera chat with the OG. Wasn't sure if I wanted to do this interview because last time I was kind of concerned after the video went out and you became so popular. I thought I was just going to come into the shop, the motorhome was going to be gone, and I was going to be out of a job.
Well, that's a possibility, you know. I mean, you've got to keep that in mind all the time because those things can happen, you know. You never know when success is going to come your way.
Or your way.
Oh, my way, yeah.
That's my concern.
True. You know, you may have passed it on, you know. It may be an inherited trait to me.
I don't know if that's how inheritance works. So it's been just over a year since our last conversation like this. You understand why I traveled and lived in a motorhome, but for your average person, they probably don't understand how fitting that was. Tell me about my childhood.
We started really bonding at a very, very young age, you know. I was much younger too at that time. But you and your sister, Carly, started coming down every summer. And you didn't get involved in major sports and activities and everything. You left your summers open for us. And that was really special. Well, so we made sure we had a motorhome that would handle grandkids. And you would come down and spend anywhere from 2 weeks to a month or more. Mm-hmm. And off we go. We'd jump in the motorhome and off to the coast we'd go, catching everything from starfish to critters in the ocean and running on rocks and bicycles and everything else. So that's how that all started, and it just grew and grew and grew. Every year we look forward to you guys coming down, and you guys look forward to coming down. And it just became part of life.
Mm-hmm. Just the life in this motorhome, being subject to that travel at such a young age, I think that is kind of what kick-started this wanderlust that I have today.
Well, you can understand that.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe I would have ended up getting a motorhome and hitting the road anyways, mm-hmm. But I think it's funny how that happened. Like growing up, spending a month or two every summer in this, and then eventually becoming an adult and moving into a motorhome.
Having your own motorhome.
Yeah.
Well, this was your home as much as it was ours. So mm-hmm. in the summertime, mm-hmm. And you know, we always loved to have the grandkids, and as it grew from you and Carly, then we added whatever other grandkids came into the program. Everybody jumped in the motorhome, and we'd go spend family time together.
Yeah. So it's been about a year and a half since we sat down and had a chat on camera like this. What do you think of the progress of the channel in the last year and a half?
Oh, I'm totally impressed. It's so much fun for me to promote it to friends and everybody, everyone I see, and then to watch every episode as it comes out, and to watch your subscribers grow from at the time I think it was probably 70 to 80,000, and your goal was, if I can just get to 100,000. Well, it didn't take hardly any time at all. When you started, really making it happen this last year and a half, it just grew and grew and grew and grew, and it was great to watch that happen. Mm-hmm. I can't say enough about how proud we are of the job you're doing and what you're doing.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. I'm curious about this question. I was born before the internet. Mm-hmm. So of course you were born before the internet. Now, and when I uploaded my first YouTube video, I did not realize that YouTube could be a job. Now, this YouTube channel is my whole business. I mean, I have several different revenue streams within that business, but without the channel, there is no business. What's your opinion of the fact that I have a business doing YouTube videos?
Well, I guess I'm so happy that something like YouTube came along and offered you the opportunity to do what was in your heart, what you really wanted to do. And without that kind of an exposure for somebody getting started, they wouldn't know how to begin or have an avenue to even proceed. Mm-hmm. And I think the internet is wonderful, and you've embraced it. It's embraced you, and it's been a great journey for you to do what you really wanted to do. 'Cause you were wandering in all kinds of different directions, trying to get the right direction, and it wasn't until you really picked up the job as the videographer for Princess Cruise Line that you really understood that this is what I really want to do, and this is what I really like. And then when that ended, you just pursued it on your own, and it was because of YouTube that it made it all possible. And you just took advantage and enjoyed the journey. So,
what kind of change did you see in me as a person when I did get that job on cruise ships?
Well, the changes that I saw was, first of all, you learned a little bit about geography.
More than a little bit.
It was kind of ironic when you landed that job and you called and you said, "Grandpa, I've got that job. I've got a job, but they've offered me a job, and I have to show up in Fort Lauderdale." Where is Fort Lauderdale? What country is Fort Lauderdale in? Then, well, it's just down in Florida. Oh, okay. Well, that was about as far as your geography went at that time.
Yeah.
That was a real learning curve and a growing experience for you that introduced you to the world, to geography, to people in every ethnic group, whether it be on the ship or whether it be on land and everything. So we saw a real evolution in you because you expanded your horizons to accept other people in a different way and see other people in a different way and learn about countries and wanting to learn more about the whole world as you went along. It was wonderful to watch you explore the world and explore yourself and expound on all the things that were coming into your life. You could tell the growth that was happening within you. You were captivated with it all, and then you wanted more. You wanted to know more about, well, what's really happening? Where am I going? What's this country like? What are these people going to be like? How am I going to present myself to those people? And you did. You made it all happen, and it was pretty amazing the things that you did.
I sure was not ready for that lifestyle to be over, but it set me up very well for what I'm doing now. Like last winter traveling in Mexico, I was able to do those videos in other languages and everything. So all of that practice came from my time on cruise ships. So you've had several different successful careers and businesses within your life.
Correct.
You've also had this beautiful retirement. What is some advice that you would give somebody like myself early on just trying to learn business?
I would have to say prepare more for success than you would prepare for failure. People tend to think, well, what am I going to do if I fail? Well, that doesn't have, if you fail, it's a simple situation. It's done and it's over, and you start over and everything. But most people, they work really hard, like yourself, and become really successful. Well, the more successful you become, the harder it is to manage that. And so the more you prepare for that, and the more you bring people into your life that can help you overcome any kind of success obstacles and everything that come along, or people that know more than what you do, and you're going to rely on them for expert advice and help and everything. You want to bring those people in and keep them close, and that, because you're going to be very successful, and that's going to be the hardest part to handle. Possibly not at the beginning, because most of the time at the beginning you're flying by the seat of your pants and trying to make something work and trying to figure out how to make a living and to keep on going in that. But as you become more successful, the money comes in, the life becomes a little more complicated, and you need to have somebody that understands that portion of it to really work with you and really close with you and be able to share all of that and help straighten those things out when you run into a wreck, because the tax man is always on your back, no matter what country you're in. And if you put those kind of things together so that you can pick up the phone and you can call somebody and you can say, here's what I'm dealing with. How do we handle that? Then as you grow and become more successful, it just becomes easier and easier and easier.
So within those businesses, like the Bag Connection, for example, I know it did turn into a great success, but for the early years, it was with a lot of challenges. You're probably the most positive person I have in my life, consistently from my childhood. How have you dealt with challenges in life and maintained a positive attitude?
It's just a matter of keeping a good attitude. Like, yes, things will work out. If we be honest, be upfront with people, probably ethical in all of your behavior, when you're dealing with people and that. And then people support you and get you through all the difficult times. And with that, when you know that you have the security of other people, their support, no matter what, because you've been honest with them, then, it's really kind of a nice formula to be able to keep positive all the time. So.
Okie dokie.
Oh my, you wrote a book.
We're on page 2. Sorry, it's page 2 of 2. So
okay.
Over the last 3 years, during my visits here, we've managed to meet actually quite a few fans, whether it's been arranged ahead of time or like at the fabrication shop, just randomly meeting somebody, or the fans now who have become your clients with the golf business.
Right.
That's still a wild thing for me, because almost the entire show is filmed, produced, and uploaded with me by myself in the middle of nowhere. What's it like for you when we run into fans randomly?
It's exciting, and I think, holy cow! How did you touch the hearts of these people? We go into some businesses that I've never even been in, and as we walk in, hi Dustin, I watch your channel. Well, you can't imagine how proud I am that, wow, this is really cool. it makes me feel, wow, he's really expanded his horizons, and people are looking for what you're doing, and they're searching you out, and then gravitating to it because they like what they see. And yeah, it's exciting.
Today's story, well, the video I'm doing, is about the car in the tree, which goes way back to my childhood. Can you tell me how my childhood in the motorhome relates to that car in the tree?
Yeah, that's easy, because every time, and there was many times, every time we left house in the motorhome heading toward the coast, we'd go by the car in the tree, and everybody was always looking for it, and making sure that, hey, there's the car in the tree. Yeah. And not only you wondered, and Carly wondered, but we always wondered, well, what's that all about? How did it get up there? What's the story behind it? And yet we never pursued finding out, but we were always curious and always looked for the car in the tree when we were going.
Well, and it was not just our curiosity, because last season when I was coming back from Mexico with the motorhome, I stopped and I did one shot of the car in the tree. It was the opening shot of a video, and it was a pullback shot and reveals this car in the tree, and then it just cut into the video with no context to the car. I didn't think many people would say anything. They might notice, oh, neat little car in the tree. I cannot believe the amount of messages and comments I saw. It's the Whomping Willow. I'm not a Harry Potter person, so I didn't understand what the Whomping Willow was at the time, but it was a curiosity that was sparked in so many people that I really didn't expect. So I knew this visit, if we have the time, we're gonna go and find out the story behind that car in the tree.
I was excited when you said, oh, cake. Do you think we can go take a day and go down and see about the car in the tree? Or do you think the guy would let us maybe we could find out who did it, or if the person's even still alive that put the car up there. So, yeah, that was exciting too. Yeah, let's go do it. Man, it's gonna be a beautiful day.
Oh yeah. Wore a t-shirt today.
Yeah, good idea. Well, we get the same reaction. Hey! No! Yeah, that looks like it could be it. This one right here.
That's the one?
Looks like it lines right up there. It might be the next driveway.
Ready? The good news is, he didn't shoot us. He's actually very nice. And he told us the whole story. But we're gonna go take a closer look at it.
Oh, look at that old statue.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Statue of Liberty.
Is it?
Yeah. Right there. It's only just green right now.
Oh, yeah.
Heading over for a closer look. Well, it's really a ways up there. Wow.
The car was a early 1950s Studebaker.
I think he said a 1953 Studebaker Rambler?
No, it was a
Commander.
Right.
Studebaker Commander.
Right. That was so much fun to go down there and introduce ourselves and find out that he was the one that put the tree or car up in the tree. Well, he wasn't the actual one, but he wanted it put up there. It was so neat. He said that one day a fella came walking up his driveway that had broken down on the highway out in front. He said, "Can you give me a ride to the casino? And if you give me a ride to the casino, you can have my car. So he said I jumped in the car and took him for a ride down to the casino, and lo and behold, he, gave me the title to his car and everything. By the time I got back, the cops were already coming in, and they were going to give me an $850 ticket if I didn't get the car moved right away. Well, I said we didn't have any way of trying to move it or anything else, but the hydro company that was putting in power poles, and they had a great big crane, and the guy, I told him the story that I had to get that thing moved and out of there, and so the guy said, "Yeah, no problem, we'll do that for you." So he said they picked the dang thing up, and basically he said, "Well, where do you want it?" And it was like, "Let's put it up there in the tree where everybody can see the dang thing." It was so exciting to hear the story, and it was, I could see it happening, and he said he never saw the guy again after he dropped him off at the casino. The casino was only a mile down the road from where he lived, but
and the driveway's a half a mile.
And the driveway is almost as long as it is if the guy could have walked to the casino. But it was kind of cute. We got a chance to meet him, and a very, very, very nice guy, and enjoyed the time with him, and then took pictures of it and learned his story. So,
Are you ready? Me too. So the first time that I had Grandpa on the channel, I saw a couple really fun comments. People saying it's like watching twins, or like looking at a future Dustin. And I never totally understood that until editing this video and seeing us cruise around in the truck together. But it was just great to have Grandpa out and doing some exploring again and share some of this build with him, because outside of goofing off, we did a whole bunch of projects on the camper and the truck. I'll be covering that in the near future. But I really want to thank you guys again for your patience. All the finicky little things and the kinks that have come up with the truck and the camper have taken me longer than I expected, but the truck is almost completely ready to hit the road. And I can't wait to get back to doing some adventure content once again. Most of all, thanks for watching, everybody.